Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today, I am back with another tier list, of course. I want to bring you better content each time, so I hope I sound better in this. I hope the visuals look better. I hope I speak clearer. And every time, like I always say, I'm going to try to improve my content. So, this tier list is going to be ranking DC movies. So, controversial movies. Marvel definitely has some better movies, but I love both. I'm a huge DC fan, and I said, why not? Let's rank them. So there are a couple on here I haven't seen. Not as much as my last tier list. I have seen almost all of these. Let's get the ones I haven't seen out of the way. This one right here, Superboy, Catwoman. I don't know what this is. I think it's a Shag Steel, but I've never heard of that. I guess I'm just dumb, or forgive me, but I have not seen it, and I have not seen the original Batman, though I do want to. But that's actually it. I have seen everything else on here, I believe. So let's get started with it. We have Superman 3. Superman 3 is a really interesting movie. It's actually I would say it's a comedy, right? Um I would say it's closest to a comedy. It has lots of funniness, but it's almost to the point where it's stupid, and it was kind of dry. I found myself getting bored with it, and it wasn't that great of a movie. It was funny at times. I think this is the movie where he picks up the lake, which is cool. But other than that, it wasn't anything special. I'm gonna put D tier. It wasn't terrible, but it was alright. Just you know, less than alright. Superman 1. Alright, well, I don't have the nostalgia that everybody else has because it was before my time, right? But I thought the effects were terrible, but at the same time it was so interesting looking back and seeing just the differences, you know? It was almost funny how like fake some of it looked. But I mean, I'm not bashing on that. It's totally like I get it. But I'm going to say A tier. I did find myself bored at parts. So actually I'm going to put B tier, right? I don't have the nostalgia factor. Oh, I don't know, A or B. I'm gonna stick with B. I might change it. I thought Christopher Reeves was a great Clark Kent. He was a good Superman as well. The acting was great. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure, right? At least for me, because I don't have that nostalgia that a lot of older people have. But I respect the movie for excuse me. I respect the movie for what it is and what it created. It is the first big superhero movie, right? It started this generation of great movies, and we owe a lot of credit to the original Superman. Aquaman, I loved Aquaman. Aquaman's A tier. Aquaman was a great movie. The acting was good. The effects were amazing, and the best part was the badass fight sequences. That battle at the end with the giant, I don't even know what it's called, monster that he's riding on with his Triton. It is so damn badass. I love this movie. I loved every second of it. Um, I've heard rumors that Emily Clark is gonna replace Amy Heard, and I'm so down for that. So I thought it was a great movie. Definitely an A tier. I don't know if it's like best of the best, like S tier, but it was a really good movie. Batman. Batman is probably a C tier. Um, it was good. I mean, yeah, it was a good movie, but it doesn't compare to the newer Batmans for me, like the Dark Knight trilogy. But it was still a good movie, and it's always interesting to see different iterations of Batman, right? The Joker was great, and most of the movie was pretty good. I actually don't remember too much of it, but I think it was about C tier, right? Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin was F tier. I'm sorry. I was so damn bored during this movie, and the acting was terrible. Okay, maybe it wasn't the actors' fault. Maybe it was the writing. But Poison Ivy, the acting was terrible for, and then Batgirl, the acting wasn't as good as well. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Sorry. but I believe Batgirl's acting was not spectacular. I just found myself being really bored throughout this movie. Some of the older movies definitely are more boring to newer to teens like me, but I just didn't enjoy it. And of course, it has the bat nipples, which are terrible. Whose idea was that? Batman Forever. I gotta put Batman Forever here as well. I think it was better than Batman and Robin, but I love Jim Carrey, but this movie just wasn't it. I have high hopes for the next Riddler and the new Batman with Robert Pattinson. It looks like it's going to be a darker take on it. Take on him. I hope it's a great movie, but in terms of Batman Forever, honestly, I don't remember a lot about it. I'm a huge Robin fan, and I wish Robin they would have. Um, well, no, they did do Robin well. I liked the whole. They stayed true to the comics with the acrobats, and so that was probably my favorite part of this movie was seeing Dick Grayson, and yeah, but nothing really special about it. I found myself being bored. Batman Returns. Batman Returns. I definitely enjoyed more. I think it's D tier, right? Um, I don't know if it's. I think it's better than Superman 3. I liked Catwoman. I think they did a good job on her. Um, Danny DeVito as Penguin was hilarious, but the action was alright. Um, Again, nothing really stands out in this movie for me. Alfred in all of these movies is great. Alfred's a G, but in terms of just what stands out again, yeah, nothing really. So solid D tier, not terrible, just not great. Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman is a B tier. Um, I know I can't put it above the original Superman, but this movie did have a lot of dry parts and it was boring, but I found that the supercut was way better with the added footage and more justifications for Lex's actions, and I actually really enjoyed Lex in this movie. Like his lines were great. The devils don't come from the hells below us, they come from the skies. That was a great. He has some great monologues in this movie. The action was also great, and Wonder Woman was such a badass in this movie. Um, so yeah, I actually enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's better than Aquaman, and I just can't put it above the original Superman because that's what started everything. But it's a good movie. The Dark Knight. Dark Knight is A tier. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. It is so good. Um, I could watch this movie over and over. All the Dark Knight movies are great. Um, Not a single one is bad. And I found myself really enjoying this movie more than I thought. I was Batman Begins was a little slow. This movie picked up, and Christopher Reeves was um, a great Batman, a Bruce Wayne. Catwoman was in it. I thought Catwoman was pretty good, and she was annoying at times, but I liked her in this. Um, or was she in The Dark Knight Rises? Oh, I can't remember, but anyways, amazing movie, right? Again, Joker was amazing. The performances were amazing. The fighting was also great, and just a great movie overall. The Dark Knight Rises, I also really enjoyed. I thought Bane was actually a great villain. I would say it's a solid B tier. I would put it above Batman versus Superman. Again, when Bane blows up that stadium, that was like such a like the terrible scene, but at the same time they did it so well, and it just feels so chaotic. It feels, how the hell is Batman gonna stop this? They're not actually gonna blow the stadium up, right? What they did, And if this is the movie with Catwoman, she was great in it. Either one. I can't remember which one she's in, but she was great. I really enjoyed the scene where she's like on the bike. Um, I thought Bane's backstory was actually really interesting, and the whole twist was well done in my opinion. Um, yeah, great movie. Oh, Green Lantern, the infamous Green Lantern. I actually didn't hate this movie as much as some people. I'm gonna put it above Superman 3. I thought it was okay, right? Some people absolutely hate it. The way I see it, yeah, compared to what we could have gotten, it sucks. But on its own, it's not absolutely trash. I think it was actually decent. It had some good CGI. The mask CGI was not, but the rest of it, and maybe the reason I enjoy it is because it's the only iteration like one of the only iterations of Green Lantern, and therefore it it uh it passes everything else just because it has no competition for Green Lantern. Um, and I love Green Lantern. All right, Justice League. This is another interesting one. I did not hate it as much as some people. Upon rewatch, I do realize how different they changed Batman. You know, Batman should not be joking around all the time. That's just not his personality. And there's really nothing that stands out about the movie. I'm really excited for Snyder Cut, and I think the most disappointing part about this movie, just like Green Lantern, is what it could have been, right? It could have been so great, but what we got was a half finished, just not a very good movie. Um, but I actually don't think it's so like F tier bad. I would say I like it probably bottom of D tier right there. Honestly, just like a lot of the movies on these lists, there's nothing memorable about it, and that brings it pretty low. Man of Steel, Man of Steel is B tier. I enjoyed Man of Steel, but I know this is probably an unpopular opinion. I enjoyed Batman v Superman more. Man of Steel was still great though, and they're very close, right? I don't enjoy Batman v Superman 1,000 times as much. I enjoy them both. Um, yeah, I love the scene with his mom. That's great. The action in this is great. This might be the best action centered movie on this list. You know, just like pure, just great action scenes and great CGI. I loved this movie. Maybe not love like these, but I thought it was a good movie. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was another disappointing movie. It's probably right here for either bottom of C tier or D tier. And this is only because I think his name's Diablo. I loved the way they did his backstory and like the way they edited that scene. And then Harley Quinn was amazing. Margaret Robbie, amazing. But it was really disappointing. The action was really bad, and the villain was terrible. So does Harley Quinn justify being in C tier? Because Harley Quinn is one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna say I gotta think quick. I'm gonna say C tier just because we have a lot in D, and I might move it down later. But you know, oh, Supergirl. This movie was absolutely terrible. Okay, I'm sorry, but I just didn't like this movie. Um, it was so boring. The acting was corny. I honestly can't remember any of it. This might be the worst movie I've ever seen, and it was disappointing. I just think the way they wrote it was really bad, and they could have put a lot more time into it to make it a great movie, but they just didn't. At least that's the way I feel. Let me know in the comments. What do you think of this movie? Am I being over dramatic, or was it a bad movie? Maybe I need to rewatch it, but the way I remember it, I did not like this movie. Superman. Is this Superman 2? It's so hard to read. I think this is Superman 2. was Zod. Superman 2's probably right here. Not as good as the first, just because it doesn't just have that feeling you get, just the feeling you get from watching the first movie. There's just the feeling you get from watching the original Superman. Even if it's before your time, it just feels so ancient. But then the second movie doesn't really have much special about it. It has Zod, who's a good villain. Um, I enjoyed it, but I was also bored at parts. That's a theme with a bunch of these movies. I just found myself bored. And upon further thought, I think I'm going to move Batman Returns up. Or no, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to move Superman down there. And I'm going to move Suicide Squad here. Let's see. Is that... No, I'm gonna keep Suicide Squad up. Because I really love Harley Quinn and Deadshot. I forgot to mention Deadshot was amazing. Superman Returns. This movie was so boring. I'm sorry, I gotta put it. I loved Brandon Routh as Superman, but mostly Clark Kent. He was more of Clark Kent to me, and he was great in Crisis. But there was just this movie was very boring, honestly. I would say it's a little better than Superman. No, I don't like it more than Superman 3. Yeah. No. I'm gonna move Superman 2 here. I seem to remember... Okay, yeah, there's a switch. I know I have a lot in D tier, but... Well, DC has a lot of good movies. There are also some that are not as good. This is probably about accurate right here. Alright, I might put Justice League in front of these. This is really hard. The climax of this movie was basically a rock. Him lifting a rock. And I don't even know if we got one fight scene in this. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I am going to put Justice League above it. I don't even think we got one fight scene. Wonder Woman. I love this movie. The first time I saw it, I wasn't expecting much. I thought maybe... Honestly, I thought it'd be like really pushing the female aspect and it would be almost cringy. But the way they did it was so awesome. And I wasn't thinking, wow, this female superhero is badass. I was just thinking, wow, this is an awesome superhero movie. And I think that's what makes it so good, right? You shouldn't be concerned whether it's the gender or the race. You should just love the movie, right? And that's what the goal is, to love it. And I think the action was amazing. Well, the acting was a little over the top in the third sequence by Ares, third act. The first time I saw this movie, I was blown away. I'm not kidding. Gal Gadot is so beautiful. Great acting. It had lots of great humor with, what's his name? The guy Steve Trevor and Diana. They had great chemistry. And I really loved the movie. Though each time I do watch it, I don't enjoy it as much as the first time, just because the first time my expectations were blown away. And finally, we have Batman Begins. Batman Begins was kind of slow for me. I still enjoyed it a lot, though. I'm gonna put it behind The Dark Knight Rises. I thought it was a great movie, and I love Batman's origin story. Just, I might be the only one, but I actually prefer Dark Knight Rises over it. It was still an awesome movie. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but it felt really slow. You know what? No, I actually really loved this movie more than Dark Knight Rises. I know I keep switching my mind. These two are so close. I have no clue where to put them. I might bump... I'm gonna actually bump these above Ah, this is so difficult. Okay, these three are hard to figure out in order. I'm gonna say that I enjoyed Batman Begins the most, and then I enjoyed Dark Knight Rises, and then Superman. Um, if I'm gonna be honest, don't flame me. I don't know if this is A tier though. I'm gonna keep it in B. I know we only have one in A, but I'm gonna keep this in B. I love origin stories. I love the making of the armor, the Batcave. I just don't know if it's A tier. But again, amazing movie. So I think that's it for this video. It definitely was messy. I did a lot of talking and I tripped over my words a couple times. But I hope you did enjoy. I should have another video coming out today for the 10 people that watch me. I hope it's 20 next time. Please leave in the comments what you want me to rank. Again, look at one of these movies. Maybe see like Batman. Oh, have him rank Batman characters. Have him rank, Justice League members. But, yep. And in case you do decide to stick around, maybe like, maybe subscribe, maybe you don't. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you come back and watch my videos again. See ya.